I never would have believed that the woman I once dreamed of growing old with, the one whose laughter filled the corners of my life, would be the one to destroy it all. Her name was Vanessa. For 6 years we were together, 3 of them as husband and wife. To outsiders, we were the picture of happiness. Our life was a reel of perfect moments. Sun-drenched vacations, dinners with friends, lazy Sunday mornings filled with coffee and comfort. But behind all the smiles and snapshots, the foundation was already starting to crack. I just couldn't see it then. At first, the changes were subtle. Her attention drifted elsewhere. She seemed more interested in her phone than in me, and her responses turned short and sharp, like I was bothering her just by existing. I brushed it off, told myself it was stress or maybe a rough patch. But deep down, a quiet unease was growing. I felt like I was slowly being erased from her world. Then came the night that tore everything apart. It wasn't suspicion that led me to the truth. It wasn't some deliberate snooping. My phone had run out of battery, and I needed to call my mom. Without thinking, I reached for Vanessa's phone lying on the kitchen counter. Just as I unlocked it, a message popped up on her screen. "Can't wait for tonight. He still has no idea." Time seemed to stop. My chest tightened, and my hands began to tremble. I could barely breathe as realization sank in. The betrayal was staring me right in the face. I confronted her immediately. At first, she lied without blinking, called me crazy, accused me of being paranoid. But when I showed her the message, her expression changed. Not to guilt, not to regret, but indifference. She shrugged and said, "It just happened." Like she'd forgotten to do the dishes, not betrayed the vows we built our life on. But what truly gutted me came a week later. The man she had been secretly seeing, let's call him Travis, showed up at my door, arrogant, confident, like he'd won some prize. He didn't knock like a man with shame. He came to gloat, looked me up and down like I was nothing. And with a smirk he said, "She's with me now. You can make this easy, or you can make it messy." I didn't react. I didn't raise my voice or let him bait me into a fight. I just closed the door in his face. But inside something changed. A fire was lit, not fueled by revenge, but by resolve. I wasn't going to unravel. I wasn't going to lose myself in the wreckage. I was going to take back control. The next morning, I sat across from a lawyer and said one word: divorce. And I meant it. I had more than enough evidence. Vanessa had been funding her affair with my money, using my credit card for hotels, dinners, even weekend trips. I documented everything. Every receipt, every message, every lie. My attorney said it was one of the clearest cases he'd ever seen. Infidelity and financial abuse? The court didn't take kindly to that. Vanessa thought she'd walk away with half of everything. She didn't. The judge ruled in my favor heavily. I kept the house. I kept my savings. And just like that, the fantasy life she'd built with Travis started to crumble. They moved into a small apartment far from the city, nowhere near the trendy cafes or fancy brunch spots they used to post about. And Travis? Turned out he wasn't the big shot she thought he was. Inconsistent income, odd jobs, no real stability. Their little dream life quickly lost its shine. While they struggled, I moved on quietly. No drama, no public spectacle, just peace. I focused on healing. I started working out again, took up hiking, traveled, learned to cook for myself, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. Slowly, I rebuilt not just my life, but my confidence. People noticed. Friends returned. Some even said they admired how I handled it all with dignity, without making a scene. Months passed. One afternoon, I got a message from Vanessa. "I miss what we had. I made a mistake." I never responded. She had her chance, and she threw it away. Her betrayal taught me something priceless. Loyalty can't be demanded. It's a gift, given freely, and when it's betrayed, there's no going back. Travis reached out once, too. Said he wanted to clear the air. I ignored him. They wanted closure. They wanted a reaction. But I refused to give them either. They chose their path. I chose mine. Over a year later, I barely recognized the man I used to be. I was naive, too trusting, too eager to believe in fairy tales. But not anymore. Now I protect my peace, guard my heart, and value my solitude. Because sometimes the greatest victory isn't about winning someone back. It's about walking away, head held high, pride intact, and heart stronger than ever.